Hello friends, my name is Priya Bhosle and I will be helping you to learn the first chapter of history for standard 10, that is historiography development in the West. So first we will see what is historiography. Historiography is writing of history and how it developed in the Western countries. Historical research may not use laboratory experiments and observations. So, the way we use laboratory method in science, the same method cannot be applied in history. We'll see what is the reason behind it. Because we were not present in the historical time. Very obvious. Now we are learning the history, so we were not present in the past. Space, we were not present at that place. And historical events cannot be recreated. Do you think we can recreate the historical events? No. Also, in history, it is not possible to formulate laws that remain true irrespective of time and space. So, can we create any laws in history or any formulas? For example, the formula of water is H2O, which remains same throughout the world. But do we have any formula for any particular event which will remain same throughout the world? No, the people behave differently in the different parts of world, as per the geographical conditions, social conditions and so on. So there are 3 points to remember for this answer. First, we were not present in the historical time. Second, we were not present in that space and the events cannot be recreated. Also, in history it is not possible to formulate laws that remain true irrespective of time and space. Now, why we need to study history? We need experts who knows the language and script of historical document in order to read and understand its meaning. So, if we require the language experts who can understand the historical documents to check their authenticity. Now, what is authenticity? Authenticity means the originality of the documents, because the document can be faked. So, to study the authenticity of history, we have certain criteria such as lettering style, author style of writing, manufacturing date, type of paper, and stamps of authority, etc. This document are further scrutinized. Scrutinized means studied in detail by a historian with the help of relevant historical references. So we will see what is the historical research method. Examining relevant references of the available information. So we need to study the references first. Then collecting historical information, highlighting the process that leads to historical transition. So every historical phase has certain transition. Carrying out comparative analysis. So we need to do the reasoning. Analysis means we need to do the reasoning. Understand the references regarding time and space. So whatever reference we have, we need to link it with that time and space of the historical events and also various conceptual frameworks used in historical research method. So there are certain guidelines to be set up. Formulating relevant questions in view of historical references. Formulating hypothesis. We need to start questioning, reasoning. Critically examining various sources of history. So we need to critically examine whether it is right or wrong. If it is right, then what is the reason behind it? And if it is wrong, same thing, we need to give the reason behind it. So every phase or every concept we have in history, there should be the correct answer for it. Now these are the methods useful in historical research. First one, archaeology. That is, scientifically we dig out the things from the earth to study the history. Archival science, where we preserve the historical documents. Manuscriptology, that is studying of scripts. Epigraphy, study of inscriptions that are drawn on the pillars, coins and so on. Analysis of lettering style. Linguistics, that is language. Numismatics, that is study of coins. Genealogy, that is study of lineage. Lineage means the chronological order. Now, traditions of historiography. Historiography was not prevalent in the ancient societies of the world. Earlier, people didn't preserve the historical knowledge. There was nothing like writing history in a scientific way. Ancient societies all over the world used various means like cave paintings, storytelling, singing songs, and ballads, etc. for this purpose. Now, during that time, they didn't write the history in a scientific way. So, the sources which are available are cave painting, storytelling, singing songs, ballads, and all. So, this was the purpose that was being passed on from one generation to the other. This tradition means are looked upon as a source of history in the modern historiography. Now, this definition is very important. This will be asked for 2 marks. The writing of critical historical narrative is known as historiography. So, when we write history in a scientific way, it becomes historiography. A scholar who writes such narrative is known as a historian. So, the one who writes history is called historian. Now, we will study the characteristics of modern historiography. It is based on scientific principles. It begins with formation of relevant questions. So, science is all about reasoning. Same way, when we write history, we are reasoning the past. These questions are anthropocentric. Anthropocentric, that is human-centric. Questions are deeds about members of ancient society. So when we behave in a certain way, there is a reason behind it. History does not suggest any interrelationship between any divine and human needs. So when we write history, it has nothing to do with any divine powers. It is completely scientific. Answers to these questions are supported by reliable evidence. Reliable means authentic or valid evidence. History presents a graph of mankind's journey with the help of past human deeds. So we come to know, if you see the history, we are growing, okay? Every time we grow. Just if we consider the modern time, the mobile phones which we are using. If you see, there's always an upgrade in the mobile phones in every 2 days. Now, points to remember for this chapter. Roots of modern historiography are in ancient historical writings. History is a Greek term. So, from where the word history comes, it is a Greek term. Herodotus is the Greek historian of 5th century. This can be asked for Phillips. So, who is a Greek historian? That is Herodotus. He used it first for his book entitled The Histories. In 1737 Common Era, the Göttingen University was founded in Germany. Again, this is a fill-up question. Where was the Göttingen University founded? It was founded in Germany. This university for the first time had an independent department of history. So for the first time, the history was being studied in the educational institution. Now we are going to learn about the different scholars. That is René Descartes. 1596 to 1615. He was a French philosopher. His contribution, reliability of a historical document. How much we can reliable on a historical document? He verified the historical document by critical examination. By studying it deeply, his book, The Discourse on the Method, have great impact on scientific approach method of research. Now, what is this book's name? Book name, that is Discourse on the Method. This is very important from the fill-up point of view. Never to accept anything for true till all grounds of doubts are excluded. So this is the important point of a study, that we should not accept anything till we know the all points of reality. Reliability of historical document. We need to study how reliable the historical document is. Next, Voltaire. His original name is Francois Marie Oriot, 1694-1778. Again, he was a French philosopher, founder of modern historiography. Now, he is a father of modern historiography. This can be asked for the fill-up. He opined that, along with the objective truth and chronological order of historical events, considering social traditions, trade, economy, agriculture, etc., was equally important in historiography. So he said, along with the objective truth and chronological orders, what is more important is considering the social events like the social traditions, trade, economy, agriculture. This should also be given the equal importance while writing the historiography. All aspects of human life are as important in historical writing. So all aspects of human life are important. So whenever we write history, we need to consider all aspects of human life. Then let it be religion, let it be its day-to-day earning, traditions, education, marriage, different institutions, and so on. He was the founder of modern historiography. This can be asked for 1 mark. Coming to George Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel, 1770-1831. He was a German philosopher. Historical reality is logical manner. So he said that what is the historical reality? We need to give it a logic output. Any events happen in two direct opposites. So whatever happens, they have two direct opposites. Human mind cannot understand the events without understanding the opposites. Means if there is something good, why it is good? Because there is something bad for it. Then only we can distinguish what is good and what is bad. So whatever the situation is, it have two outputs, either good or bad, true or false, and so on. So there are opposites for every situation. This method of analysis is called dialectics. The theory is called thesis. Contrary of this theory is called antithesis. So he gave the method that is called dialysis. Then the theory is called thesis. And the contrary or the opposite of the thesis is called antithesis. There's 3 points you are supposed to remember: dialectics, thesis, antithesis. Process of arriving to new thesis is called synthesis. The fourth one is synthesis. When we give a certain outlook or a new point to that process, it is called synthesis. He presents historical reality in a logical manner. According to him, the timeline of historical events was indicative of progress. So whatever the history timeline you see, we are progressing every single day. History is bound to change over time as new evidences would come forth. So every time we study history, we find new evidences supporting the historical document. Historical methods were not of less quality, though they differentiated from scientific method. So we can't compare like science and history. If you see, science is very successful, same way history is, because it has its own way. Okay, it is of no less quality than science. His collections of lecture is in book Encyclopedia of Philosophical Sciences. Now this is a book where he have preserved all his lecture notes. His book of history is well known. Now this book, Encyclopedia of Philosophical Sciences, has been used for writing historiography. Coming to the next historiographer, that is Leopold von Ranke, 1795 to 1886. He was a German nationalist. Contribution: critical method of historical research. Importance to information gathered through original document. So we need to gather the information through its originality. All documents are supported to be examined with the greatest care. So with utmost care we need to study each and every document. The interpretation should be completely correct. This method will help to reach the historical truth. So with this method we can reach to the actual truth of history. He criticized imaginative narrative of history. So we should not give our imaginative perspective to history. If this thing must have happened or that must have, no, we need to have the perfect evidence for that statement. Collection of his article is in the Theory and Practical of History and the Secret of World History. So the Theory and Practice of History and the Secret of World History are these two books given by Leopold von Ranke. Coming to Karl Marx, one of the important historian. Karl Marx from 1818 to 1883. He was a German philosopher, but he is hugely followed by the Russians. History is not about abstract ideas. So he said that history is not about the abstract ideas, we need to have the evidences for it. History is not about abstract idea, it was about living ideas. So we can't be very imaginative in history. We need to write the facts of the daily life. Human needs are shaped by the fundamental needs of people and their ownership as prevalent means of production to meet those needs. So we behave as per the needs of our life. Accessibility may not be equal to different strata of society. Different strata, the different levels, the different social levels of the society. So everyone have different access to the resources available in the society. This inequality causes a division of the society into classes, leading to the class struggle. So if you see, there is always a class struggle. The rich has become richer and the poor is becoming more poorer because the resources are not distributed equally in the society. According to Karl Marx, human history is history of class struggle, as the class that owns the means of production economically exploits the rest of classes. So he gave the theory that the class who earns the means of production, for example the industrialist, the businessman, the higher class, they are exploiting the labor class, the one who are working over there. He gave the world famous book known as Das Kapital. So again this can be asked in fill up or in Identify the Wrong Pair, which is the book given by Karl Marx, Das Kapital. Coming toward the Enel School. Enel School was onset of 20th century. They were the French historians. Enel School is a group of historians associated with the style of historiography developed by the French historians in the 20th century to stress long-term social history. So this is a school developed by the group of historians and they give more importance to the term social history. They give new direction to the historical writing. History is not only about the political events, kings, great leaders, and according about the climate, local people, agriculture, trade, technology, means of communication, social divisions, and the collective psychology, etc. in the historical time. So the output was that history is not only about the important people of that event like kings, leaders, and so on, but we need to go deep. What was the climate during that period? How did the locals face the problem? What were the problems of local? The agriculture, trade, technology. So basically they gave importance to the life of the middle class people. The school was started by the French historians. Coming toward the feminist historiography, Simone de Beauvoir. Feminist historiography. Simone de Beauvoir, a French philosopher. She gave a women perspective. So if you refer the historical books, less importance is given to history. So students, before starting this, I would give you one important point over here. This question was asked for the board exam of 2019-20. The question was feminist history. But most of the students wrote the answer feminist historiography for feminist history. Now when you see the question, please analyze it properly whether it is feminist historiography or feminist history. Feminist history, the answer is from the different lesson which will be taught to you later on. But if they gave you specifically feminist historiography, then you are going to include these points. That is restructuring history from the perspective of women. The writing of Simone de Beauvoir helped in establishing the fundamentals of feminism. Emphasis on inclusion of women history, but also rethinking of male dominative perspective of history. So if you see the past, mostly it is a male dominated history. Very few points of the women are being mentioned over there. To focus on various aspects of women life, that is employment, role in trade union, institution working for their cause, their family life. After 1990, in the historical writing, women was portrayed as independent. So it was after 1990 when women was given importance in the writing of history. Coming to Michael Foucault, he was a French historian. He gave the method archaeology of knowledge. He brought the new concept of historiography. His book argued practice of historical events in chronological order is not right. He said that whenever we study history in a chronological order, it may be wrong. Should attempt explain various transitions in the past. So we only study the events which took place, but we don't study the transition period. So he wanted us to study the transition phase, which is the most important part of history. Now what is transition? When we change from one period to other, there is one revolution which takes place. That revolution is called the transition period. Explaining the transition in history is more important. He called this method the archaeology of knowledge. His areas of studies were psychological disorders, science of medicine, prison administration to historical analysis.